Well, I thank God.
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Just let's start from this point, yeah? How would you rate us as media, you know, as of 2026? We haven't talked this year. So from where you sit as the council, how would you rate the media in general?
Thanks. The eagerness is there. The associations, the Kenya Media Sector Working Group approach is there, people, but the newsroom preparation is not convincing yet. While Media Council, Kenya Media Sector Working Group, those are external players have already prepared, signed MOUs and the rest, but we don't see that preparation from the newsroom themselves, the newsroom leaders, the journalists themselves who are in the newsroom. Because it's different to plan, and a lot of our plan for media houses, yet we don't work in the media houses.
Yeah.
So that, like here, have we already established an election reporting desk? You know, those are the preparations, because how do you start the election, the in-house? While the Media Council will release guidelines, but you see what is the preparation for TV47 in terms of election, the planning yourself. Because when it's easier for Media Council and other people to plan and say we want media to do this, but it's better if the media house them from inside. You know your resources, you know the capacity you have, you must already start the preparations yourself internally.
Yeah.
So that's what we are lacking. Even we have tried to call a meeting of newsroom leaders and editors themselves, just to start this conversation. That outside, people are already ahead, people are already thinking, the civil society is even thinking for media, everybody, but the media itself, it seems there's an inertia. The movement it's not, and even just looking at the by-elections that have happened last year and this year, you can see already the professional gaps, the in-house industry gaps are there. We released a report just the other day on the political coverage, and already the gaps are. So we request the media, the inside, what we are calling the newsroom leaders, you guys, you must start preparing that there's an election in 12 months' time. You might not fit, because even if Media Council launched guidelines today, and the TV47 or Cape Media General is not ready to use that guideline or to be trained, then it will just be, I mean, the capacity, we have 290 constituencies, for example. Your existing staff cannot. There must be an enhanced recruitment of staff to feed in, to support the team that is existing. Are there plans, have the media houses planned a budget to bring on board, even if it's temporary staff, during the election? Because you might need 290, I mean, which sometimes is not possible, but are we seeing, like, for example, editors, media owners coming here talking about joint productions, joint recruitment? You know, those arrangements are there. And people are asking, as an industry, do we sometimes utilize technology, utilize goodwill to lower down our costs? Because if we ask, why would every media house in Kenya have a reporter in a polling station? Why could we, for example, come together as media and have pools and train a joint team that then is released? You have what is called a station room. We get a room where all the media houses will have the KICC a field, and you get the data as a team. And what the internal media house should do is just now to verify the data and what. But if we say it, because we are saying we are picking results from the polling station, which media house will have a journalist in every polling station? It's impossible. Some of these things, like we're talking about the candidate debates, the presidential, the senatorial, do we need all the OB vans when we are doing a presidential or a senatorial? We just need one, and which then can feed the others with a feed, you see, so that we also lower economies of scale. But if everybody is planning in a silo, everybody, Cape Media, others, then you see, we might not be able to effectively, for example, cover the election, because election is too expensive, and for one person it's not easy. So we're already thinking, why should media already start thinking about joint productions, joint recruitments, trainings of staff, and things that can be done jointly. You know, there are things that have no exclusive. The result will just come, whether you are Cape Media, you support whichever part of the result will just be the result. So there are things we can do as a team, I mean, at individual level. For example, like I asked, already some newsroom, the thinking like last year, 2022 election, we helped media houses start election reporting desks.
Yeah.
a full desk dedicated to just elections that leads the media house. But though later you bring in people from sports, from everybody, because it will be elections the most important thing. But who leads this team? So that's the kind of thinking, and we could see it if you checked the by-elections, for example, and even these public rallies that happen. You can obviously see gaps. I would tell you without even asking that I know media supporters from just the allocation of time, from the angle, you can easily pick and say, I mean, without even going into details. You see, that's true. And there's nothing wrong for media house to support any side. The thing we say that the media house supports the policies of a particular party.
Let's talk about the joint production. Do you think